All right, and we're back. I had to take a break there because this here popped up on Matt's channel here. He does an excellent job. But I wanted to show you this here. I wasn't going to, but man, does it pertain to what we're working on right now. Take a listen here.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump just directly blasted the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court, Justice John Roberts. Now, as you all know, for weeks now, President Trump has been dealing with a never-ending wave of hyper-partisan federal judges who have been stepping way outside their judicial role in an attempt to undermine every single one of President Trump's executive actions.
They're not judges, they're appointed hitmen, is what it is. Lynchmen to take down our president. Be back in just a second. Okay, and now we are back. So let's this here is Matt Moore's channel, and let's watch this here again.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump just directly blasted the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court, Justice John Roberts. Now, as you all know, for weeks now, President Trump has been dealing with a never-ending wave of hyper-partisan federal judges who have been stepping way outside their judicial role.
These are not judges, these are put in lynchmen right here that's trying to lynch we the people, not just Trump, but they're after us is who they're after. All of them.
In an attempt to undermine every single one of President Trump's executive actions. And so, because of all of this judicial overreach, President Trump's team recently floated the idea of just impeaching these rogue judges altogether, which, I'll be honest, makes total sense. Because
yeah, it makes a lot of sense, but here's the thing. We get it through the Senate, and then it goes to the House, I believe. But we can't, we'd have a bunch of trouble trying to get that done, because in order to get through the House, we'd probably need probably 12 to 15 of the Democrats would have to vote, and we all know that wouldn't happen. So the best thing to do is, Mr. President, Biden was also a put-in. They shut down the voting in 2020. Went to bed with you clearly winning. Everybody else woke up to all of a sudden he had jumped ahead because of the mail-in. Come on. I mean, no. Dead people were, no. No. It was an illegitimate put in for president there, Biden. So if he's illegitimate, then that means anybody that he appointed is not legit. So all of this should be all completely redone, and you, Mr. President, should in fact have another 4 years after this 4 years, because it's going to take you every bit of the next 4 years to even go back and just to catch up to where we should already been way into the future. So you need another. I mean, I don't know if you would even be willing, or if you'd even want to do it again, but we know that Don Jr. and all of them's young enough, and yeah, but my point is, these are nothing but lynchmen right here. And you're the president, but here's what I'm telling you, Mr. President. You're dealing with all of these here right here to try to get what you done across. But you can't, because of these appointed lynchmen right here, right? Okay, well, guess what? We cannot even get our voice to Congress to tell them to, in fact, help you with whatever, to tell all of these justices or chief justices from the Supreme Court, which they're out of their damn minds, most of them anyway. But you have a problem with these here, but we have a problem because we can't even get our voice heard and through the representatives and stuff. So, if you get this message, anybody, we have a problem, because call your representative. Try this. Watch what's been happening. We just had a human answer machine at Dave Taylor's office, our office that we supply for Dave Taylor to have these individuals do whatever they do. You've already heard by now that AJ, the answer machine, said he would consider what I wanted. That he would consider what I want done. Right, Noam? Or what was it? He said,
yes.
Anyway, he was going to consider the answering machine, the person that answers the phone, is going to consider what I want. Okay, if you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. You don't belong here. That's a problem. This is what we're dealing with.
They've been absolutely overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah.
And so now, this is where Chief Justice Roberts enters the picture. You see, when he caught wind of President Trump's plan to possibly start impeaching some of these activist judges, Roberts had this to say.
Well, and let me say also, Mr. President, that's not just your plan, that's we the people's plan too, because regardless if you thought of it first or not, we the people are supporting that. We totally back that decision 1,000%. But what in the hell good does it do? Because we can't get our voice out. Mayday, mayday, need your help. Somebody, anybody, somebody, it will be somebody that jumps in here. Watch and see. Mark my words down. We will find those individuals that truly are Republicans, conservative, and that will jump in here and understand how huge of a problem this is. And you know what? Really, I think a kindergartner would understand this, provided they didn't have some woke teacher with blue hair or something.
For more than 2 centuries, it has been established.
Ain't that right? We don't want no smurf-haired teachers.
That impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. A normal appellate review process exists for that purpose.
All right, so let's pay our dues here again.
Now, technically speaking, Justice Roberts isn't wrong about this. Yes, if you disagree with a federal judge's decision, you can go through the appellate process, you can appeal the ruling and let a panel of judges weigh in on it.
Right.
But folks, here's the problem with that. Just in the last 12 months alone, the Democrats have appointed over 230 radical, progressive, hyper-partisan federal judges.
Yeah, they're all
and it's
appointed.
no mystery what their job is. Their job is to block every single thing.
Yeah, so, and there's Chuck Schumer, or whatever, I'm sure going to say a bunch of whatever. Oh, here you go. Let's. This looks like. I know that's True Social, so let's see what it.
These people are lunatics who do not to say. Unlawful nationwide injunctions by radical left judges could very well lead to the destruction of our country. These people are lunatics who do not care even a little bit about the repercussions from their very dangerous and incorrect decisions and rulings. Lawyers endlessly search the United States for these judges and file lawsuits as quickly as they find them. It is then the obligation of law-abiding agencies of government to have these orders overturned. The dangers are unparalleled. These judges want to assume the powers of the presidency without having to attain 80 million votes. They want all the advantages and none of the risks.
Yep.
Stop nationwide injunctions now before it is too late. If Justice John Roberts and the United States Supreme Court do not fix this toxic and unprecedented situation immediately, our country is in very serious trouble.
Okay, now, see right there, that's,
John Roberts.
this is off of Truth. Let's see, would that be Truth or off of X? I think it's off of X because there's a check mark or is that Truth? Okay, Truth. Okay, so anyway, that's him writing in and trying to tell the Supreme Court justices or whatever that they better do something about all of these deliberate put in. See, they was put in there during the time of all the debauchery from the Biden regime and Obama, so that they figured they was going to be in there right now as we're speaking today. And imagine, man, I don't even want to try to imagine that, do you? Anyhow, so on and on and on. But Mr. President, you are having the trouble that you are having, and you're not going to be able to deal with it near as effectively as if you would do something about the stifling of we the people's voice. Okay, all right. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, we're going to play something here, and then we'll see if we can get a hold of Nancy Grace here. But look, I wanted to...
Nancy Mace. Where's Nancy? Here's something. Oh, are you a believer in what we're doing, Nancy? Nancy takes it on right from the start, right? Would you like to say something? Would you like to say we're doing the right thing? Good. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nancy.
All right. So, that is Miss Nancy.
Nancy Mace. Where's Nancy?
And let's see here. That's 6 months ago. Let's try.
The truth is, I shared. The truth is.
All right. Anyway, this is Nancy Mace, South Carolina. We're actually going to try to call and see if we can get a hold of that office and see. And while I'm doing that, we'll be right back. All right, so we got nothing except for an answer machine at 2:25 in the p.m. on a Friday, and this is 3/21/25. So March 21st, 25 on a Friday. And again, for probably the third, fourth, fifth time, answer machine. So I hope you're really out there working, doing something for us there. But Nancy is actually going through kind of a rough thing right now also. I mean, I really hate that really bad, and I'm sure that she would understand what I'm saying. She's going through a rough time. I hope that she knows that we're with her. You know, if that kind of stuff takes place to an individual, I mean, wow. It's just unbelievable to, you know, have something like that done. Her ex-fiance, I think, or something like that. Anyway, if you're interested in that story, you can go look that up. Right now, we're on a mission. We can't even get our voice out, Nancy, so if you get the opportunity, give me a call back here. I'd love to talk to you. All right. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon, Captain Speedboat. How may I help you?
Hello. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
You know, I'm not doing so well because we the people have a major problem. We're supposed to be able to contact our government through our representatives, but I found out our representatives don't even care about hearing from us. that they want the answer machines that we employ, to take our desires, wants, commands, whatever you want to call them. No, honestly, they're not even writing it down. And then if you ask to speak with a representative, like you want a direct response, the answering machines respond for the so-called representatives. I'm not even kidding you. You're welcome to check out my channel. It's King James Preston on YouTube. And but I'm trying to get a hold of Bob Letta.
Lad. One moment, please.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
I've connected your call.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Talk to somebody.
Congressman Bob Lotta's office, this is Matthew.
Hey Matthew, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you, sir?
Not worth a damn.
Okay.
Not worth a damn. I don't know now. Is Bob Letta? Is he a pretty good guy? You know him personally?
Not so well, sir.
Not so well. Okay, well, you know what? I like somebody that's truthful, Matthew. I appreciate that. The reason that I'm calling is my name's James Preston, and I have been trying to call the representatives, and I found out that we don't actually talk to a representative, do we? Like whenever we call Matthew, we wind up talking to a human answer machine or a mechanical answer machine. And in fact, it doesn't matter either way. We the people are being hung up on. And even whenever you ask, because you can ask for a direct response from our representative, and then I have received what was supposed to have been a direct response from the representative, only to find out that it was complete farce, because the answering machine actually was the one that wrote the response, and the rest of the staffers and the so-called representative, as far as I know, didn't even know anything about it, which is another problem. Because if he didn't know anything about it, that's a problem in itself, that he doesn't know like what's going on with his own staff. And if he did know about it, well, then you can already fill in why that's a problem. So I am calling because I'm looking for the right person. I'm looking for that one person who's actually Republican, who's actually with the American people that elected our president, Mr. Trump, who is in there kicking butt and absolutely just taking names. I mean, he's going, he's just doing a fantastic job. But right now, he's fighting against, he can't get the things he wants done because his demands are being stamped out by these rogue lynchmen that's been put in there by the Biden regime and the Obama regime. And we, the people, have a problem because we can't even get our voices heard. We're being shut down by the very offices that's supposed to be taking our message and getting it to Congress. And I have discovered that they're not doing it. They're not writing down the message that's supposed to go. Matter of fact, I've been told that it's their choice. Matter of fact, that it's not really their choice, but if they so choose, they write down notes on whatever we the people are even saying, And this is up to them whether or not they take notes or not. And then the notes are put in the database. And then after it's put in the database, then the rest of the staffers in that office have free reign to do with it whatever they want to. They can alter it, or they can choose to pull it out and throw it away, or even if it makes it there. And I had some demands or wants, desires, whatever you want to call them, that I was wanting from the very beginning, but I realized that we, the people, have a huge, massive problem. And if I have to explain how big of a problem that this is to anyone, then I've probably called the wrong number. So that's why I am calling Bob Letta, and Matthew. That's why I was asking you if he was a good guy or not, if he in fact actually cared. So Bob Letta. So I am trying to find somebody who's going to understand what a huge problem this is and help me to fix this. Because it has to get fixed. And whenever I talk to the president, I want to be able to say, hey, this person, no matter who it is, was the one, in fact, or I can show him on my channel, and I'll be able to show and say, hey, this was the person, Mr. President, that actually stood up and helped me to fix this problem.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah. I just was waiting for a response from you.
I'm not sure of the question.
It's not a question. There's no question. There's a message that, like right now, did you write down anything?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you have wrote down?
Quite a lot.
Okay, well, hey, lay it on me, Matthew. Let's see what you got.
So I understand correctly, you have complaints about messages not being passed along, and that you have issues with people not answering or not passing your message along. Is that correct?
Well, you tell me. You said you wrote down quite a lot. Is that what you wrote down?
It's a summary of it.
Okay, well, don't summarize. Tell me what you got wrote down.
That's what I got written down.
Okay, well, you're kind of pointing out the problem that we're having, Matthew. When we the people call in, okay, you don't take notes off of the message. You write down the entire message, because the message is actually a demand from we the people. Okay, I'm not really asking any questions. You guys are there to help the representatives do whatever work that they need to get done. That's why you guys are there, Matthew. Okay, so when we call in, okay, they can't talk to however many people are in their district. It could be thousands of people. So we allow them a budget so that they can hire people such as yourself to answer the phones and receive the demands from we the people. Okay, well, in trying to get my demand to where it's supposed to go, which is Congress, when we call in and I talk to, let's say in this case, Matthew, okay, and I say, Matthew, and then I tell you what it is, you write that down. The whole message. Then that goes directly to the representative. The representative takes it to Congress. It's not even supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be we the people talk to our representative, then the representative takes it to Congress. But in fact, it's part of the problem that we're having. It needs to be something wrote up on this situation, because nowhere does it say that you call in and you talk to an answering machine, and then the answer machine does whatever the hell they want to with it. That's not even supposed to be the way this works. But I understand, we the people can understand, but we need to have something in place that's wrote down, that is actual a fact-based guideline of how this is supposed to work. Because the way that it's supposed to work is I call in, talk to the representative takes my message to Congress, where it gets passed to the president, or goes wherever it's supposed to go, depending on whatever that message is. But the way that this is happening is there's an answering machine involved. So if I call and I talk to a mechanical answer machine, I say, I want the border secure, or I want this, whatever the case may be, and then that representative would listen to that message, and then he'd say, oh, okay, that's what they want. I need to get that to Congress. But instead, we're having answering machines that's deciding whether or not to take notes, which is wrong. Because if you're taking partial notes on even a Happy Meal, and I say I want a cheeseburger Happy Meal with French fries and a chocolate shake, and somebody takes notes and they go up to place order, they say, yeah, I just want a sandwich and something on the side, onion rings, yeah, it don't matter. And what kind of drink you want? Well, here's a Coke. That's not exactly what the order was at all, was it? So notes doesn't work. It has to be the message that is given. And in fact, even whenever they pretend, when you tell them that you want a direct response back from that representative, because we have the right to ask for that. Not just the right, I mean, it's just something that's ours to do. If you tell the representative that you want a direct response from a representative, that is in fact what's supposed to happen. But how can you do that if the answer machine decides that they're not even going to write down that message? Or if you're just taking notes, you can say, yeah, James Preston says hello. Or you can twist it, and you can say whatever you want to. It has to be the direct right message that the people have. And this is the problem. You're pointing out exactly what the problem is. Also, we're being hung up on, or we're being forced off of the phone if they don't like. But the answering machines are also, when you tell them you want a direct response, they write down responding and pretending to be the representative, and then I have shown, in fact, that it was a lie. It did not come from the representative. It came from the answering machine and the rest of the staffers who had their butt hurt. And all of them took turns at writing a letter back to me, and I still have that. And later on, they even admitted that's exactly what happened. So our message, we the people I'm talking about here, are not being heard, and we are being lied to. And we're being manipulated and duped.
Okay.
Now, you want to read me what you got? Or did you take anything?
So you are upset that people are. Let me get this straight. You are upset that people are simply not taking down the entire message you have. You'd like the full message to be passed along members of the House to be sent to Congress. Is that correct?
Sorta. Upset is like an understatement, but yeah, and it's not just me.
Oh.
Are you there, Matthew?
Yes.
Okay. What else? Now, I was waiting on you because I'm assuming you wrote down more than just that, right?
Correct. But again, I just wanted to repeat all of it because it's about 20 minutes conversation.
What? Now, wait a minute. Yeah, go ahead and tell me what you got.
Again, it's 20 minutes of conversation you just had.
No, I want you to read back my message. Are you there, Matthew?
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted you to read back my message.
I'm having trouble hearing you. It sounds like you're cutting out a little bit right now.
Okay, how about
Say
now?
again?
Now, there you go. Can you hear me now?
Still a little fuzzy. Can you say try one more time?
Yeah, I said read back my message.
Okay, again, from what you said here, it sounds like you are upset that people are responding with letters written out by the congressman. Is that what you're upset about? And
Well,
that you are wanting a direct response from the congressman to be taken to Congress. Is that correct?
No. See, you're actually proving, you're showing right now exactly the problem that we the people are having. You're actually, this is a perfect example of the problem. How about this? I want the representative to contact me via phone call.
Okay, do you have a good phone number?
I do.
James Preston.
Right. Matthew, I need for them to contact me back, Mr. Bob Letta. I need for him to contact me personally, himself. I need a phone call back. That's how important that this is.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Matthew, I really appreciate your help. You hear me?
Okay.
I really do. And thanks for being in there. But we really got to get this mess straightened out, brother, because you're actually a really good example of part of the problem. You can't take part of a message or write down what you want to and to hell with the rest of it. This is a serious problem, you know. And I don't think that you guys understand how important that your job is. And I don't think there's anybody else that's standing up like what I'm doing now. The President of the United States is standing up for we the people, and he's having to fight a bunch of rogue judges that's put in there that's stifling his message, which happens to be we the people's message, but we can't even get our message out because this whole system of calling in and talking to people that don't want to write down messages and stuff like that. How in the hell are you going to get my message anywhere if you just took down the little nothing notes that you just took down? So you're proving exactly the problem that we're having, and I'll guarantee you that I will be fixing this problem.
Okay.
All right. Hey, thank you, Matt. You have a good day. Go back to sleep now.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Wow. There you go, man. Woo! Woo! I gotta shake this off. We'll be right back. All right, after that wonderful call there that we just had to Bob Letta's office there and talked to Mr. Matthew, the human answer machine, who demonstrated quite well the problem. Just another one on our list, right, that we're going to mark down. But I will tell you this. I just took a little, I wanted to find something with Bob Letta in it so that you could see, in fact, whose office it was that we called. And I was going to show you the one where he's actually doing a something on FCC or something. But this one, at least this man went to the border, and this was from a year ago. And I got to tell you, this is pretty cool here. I'm hoping, like everything, that, well, you know what? No, I'm not going to hope for anything. The right person will be the right person. So let's find out who genuinely cares. But he did at least go to the border and stuff. This is from a year ago.
I'm Bob Latta, and I represent Ohio's 5th Congressional District. This is my 4th trip here to the border here in Texas. And I wish I could say that things are getting better, but they're getting worse. And the Border Patrol, you can't give them enough praise for the work that they're doing, but they're being overwhelmed. And one of the sheriffs we met with today said they were no longer in a crisis, but it's a catastrophe. And so what we saw happening today, we were at one facility that is meant to hold 1,000 people. Last week they held over 6,000 people. And they're processing these people as fast as they possibly can, but at the same time that more keep coming in.
Okay, so that's just, I just wanted you to see, in fact, matter of fact, here's what we'll do. We'll go over here. This is the one I was going to play.
Good morning.
But
the subcommittee will come to order, and the chair recognizes
this is 8 months ago.
himself for an opening statement.
So anyway, I just wanted to show you that's the office that we just called, and appreciate you, Noam, very much. Big shout out to you. I know this editing and stuff is not easy and stuff, especially with, I mean, as you can see, you accumulate so many notes and stuff, and but I'm on a mission. I need to find that one person that, this is not difficult to understand. We have a huge problem. We can't get our message out. Okay, now, Mr. Letta here, he was down at the border a year ago, and he said, this is a catastrophe. Well, that is a catastrophe, or it was. Okay, now that's better now. Our president is back where he belongs again, because that was a year ago, and this is March of 25, and the 21st of March. So the border's pretty much under control now. I mean, it still needs improvement, and we're working on it. So, but we've pretty well got that handled. But we have a very big, huge situation. We can't let this go, not being able to get our message to Congress. This, like, they talk about freedom of speech, and this is what the people want. Well, how in the hell do you know what the people want if you don't hear from them? Because that's just words that you're saying, right? You're just saying, well, this is a message from the people. Well, where'd you get that message from? You must have pulled that out of your ass or out of your own head or something, because it sure as hell didn't come out of me. About
Nope.
There's no way. Because we're proving right here, right now, and as you've seen, Bob Letta's human answering machine there, Mr. Matthew, the ball of fire that he was, can't quite give him a 0 because he didn't hang up. So
I still would.
Still give him a 0? Yeah, he didn't really care, did he?
No.
Yeah. Noam's hard on. Okay. All right. So anyway, I wanted you to see Bob Letta, that Matthew. So yeah, well, Bob Letta here, even though he went to the border and everything else, again, he's a big nothing. They all are, unless they respond back and they get on this problem. and help me get this problem fixed, they're at zero. So anyway, we'll be right back.
Nancy Mace, proudly serving the Low Country.
Hello, how are you today?
Good, how are you, sir?
I'm not very well. Hey, who am I speaking with?
Happy, sir?
Excuse me?
Happy, sir?
Abby.
Oh, Abby?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Abby. My name is James, and I am calling because I have we, the people, we have a very, very big, huge problem that I need to get fixed. Now, do you know Mr. Woolley pretty well? Is he a good person?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Okay. How long have you worked for him?
About like 3 months, 4 months.
Oh, well, so you ain't been there very long, Abby.
Comparatively, yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that in a bad way whatsoever. But the reason why that I'm calling Abby is because we the people are supposed to be able to call our representative, and then our representative is supposed to take our message to Congress. I mean, that's how that's
Smart energy
that's how that's supposed to hit the mute button.
Create jobs, reduce.
That's how that's supposed to work. But in fact, the way that it's happening is that when we call in, we're actually I don't know what you got on here. What is this?
That's him.
Oh, is that Michael
Yes.
there? Is this him here or here?
That one.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We're actually pulling Michael up on the monitor behind us here, Abby. I apologize. When we the people are calling in, there is there's a different step that's added in, like we're talking to answering machines, and on top of that, our message is not even making it to the representative, and or we're not for sure if the representatives are like not wanting to reply back to we the people whenever we're calling in. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, I'd be glad to explain it a different way. And I'll do it like this. When I call the representative and an answering machine answers the phone, and I'm talking about a human answering machine, they are supposed to write down my message that I want for the representative to take to Congress. Okay, I don't care if they like the message. I don't care if they don't like the message. I don't care either way. That's the way that it's supposed to work. My message is supposed to get to Congress, period. Now, but in fact, what's happening when I call and I'm talking to an answering machine, okay, they're actually deciding whether or not they want to write down anything. And usually they choose not to write anything down. But even and also, if they do write down something and they choose to even put it into the database, the rest of the staffers in that office have free rein to take it out or to readjust it or whatever they decide that they want to do, which is absolutely positively not supposed to be. It's supposed to be, again, my message goes to Congress, period. It's not supposed to be altered. There's not supposed to be little tidbits of it here or there. My message, my voice, what I want done what we the people want done is supposed to make it to Congress. No ifs.
Sure. Can I just ask you a question?
Sure. Yeah, good.
Do you have a problem that you would like me to relay to the congressman?
Yeah.
Like, our office is we send thousands of responses every single week to constituents. We return voicemails. We are always answering 9 to 5. Our office is answering the phone. So I really personally can say that this does not apply to our office. Our office is answering constituents 9 to 5 every single Monday through Friday.
Wow, that's good. Okay. Good.
So I can definitely relay that, but we don't use answering machines like that. I know that there's other representatives that do, but we answer the phone 9 to 5 every day.
Oh no! Well, I was actually referring to the human answer machines. So I apologize. Yeah, I should be more clear about that. I mean the people who are supposed to be. You see, the reason why that I'm calling them human answer machines is because they've done proven to me, and you can see this for your own if you'd like to, Abby. I have a YouTube channel, and you can watch what happens whenever I'm calling the representatives and stuff. I can't even get my message, and I mean, I have people sitting here right here with me now, and they'll tell you this is a problem that we're all actually working on, Abby. So,
and it's not just at one representative office. It's been at.
I know, but we can really only control what happens in Congressman Michael Rowley's office. I'm sorry that you're experiencing problems with other representatives. I can really only speak for our office. We do answer the phone from 9 to 5. There are people answering. We send out thousands of constituent letters every single week. So for our office, we can only speak for that.
Wow, you know what? This is good. This is good, and good for you for staying up, and that's good. So let's see if, in fact, that we're on track here. I am looking for someone to help with the situation that we the people have across the board, because my president is getting the message that he's trying to get done stifled by these put in rogue judges and stuff that are not even elected, and they're stopping his what he's doing. We give him a mandate to get done, and he's trying to do it, and these rogue judges are stopping him every time that he tries to get something done. Now, these were not elected individuals. These were put in individuals that we the people had nothing to do with. So therefore, he can't get a mandate done that we the people gave him to get done for us. Okay, now we're having the same problem. No, this is an even bigger problem, Abby, because if we can't call in and get our message to Congress where it's supposed to go, this is a huge problem. And you know what? If you're doing that, and I got to tell you, I commend you for standing up and defending the office there, because that tells me that you, in fact, are doing something, because you've been pleasant from the very beginning, and at some point you kind of got your feathers ruffled a little bit, and that's good. I'm glad to see that. I want you to defend that office, and I like hearing that you're telling me that, you know what, we're in here from 9 to 5, and you know what, you did answer the phone. I can call offices right now, they won't answer the phone. I've never even talked to a human being. If you call Jim Jordan's office, you'll never speak to Jim Jordan, but Jim Jordan's busy all the time also. You know? So these people that's claiming to be Republicans, like Dave Taylor, that's absolutely not a Republican, and the way that he's treating that position and stuff is absolutely appalling across the board. If we call in and we ask for a direct response from a representative, they're supposed to give you a direct response. And when I asked for that from Dave Taylor's office, I received what was supposed to be a direct response from Dave Taylor. Then I went on to find out, in fact, that it was not from Dave Taylor. I doubt that he even knew about it, but I'd sure like to know whether or not one way or the other if he did know about it, because one is just as bad as the other. Actually, I take it back. If he don't know about it, that's bad. It's his fault. But if he knew about it and he chose to ignore it, that's even worse. But the letter, was that an email? I received an email, and it was reading like it was Dave Taylor. And then later on, whenever I called and I started asking questions, I found out, in fact, it was the human answering machine that had wrote the letter, and they was glad to tell me that they was the one that wrote the letter. Also, the rest of the staffers took turns in writing the reply back. But in the letter, it says plain as day that it's Dave Taylor, supposedly the one talking and writing me. Does that make sense?
Sir. Well, that's the legislative coordinator. Obviously, can I ask you a kind of a question back? Do you think
No,
it would
sure.
be good use of a congressman's time to respond to every single constituent concern? I mean, he has a lot of bills, he has a lot of legislation being put out, so we do have staffers that are trained to handle constituent problems. I kind of know his output and are kind of here to speak on the congressman's behalf and address the constituents, because obviously there's about almost 1 million constituents in each district, so it would be pretty hard for a congressman to individually address every single constituent.
Yeah, that's, you know what? I'm glad that you said that, Abby, and that's exactly the backwards way to think about it. That is completely wrong. It's completely wrong. Let me ask you this. If you go to McDonald's and you order something, and when you receive your bag of food that you paid for, you don't mind if you're missing something, right? Like if you paid for a cheeseburger or something and it's not in the bag, you're okay with that, right? Okay, well, we're not talking about cheeseburgers here. We're not talking about fast food. We're not talking about a sandwich or French fries or Coke or anything. We are talking about we the people's voice. And the fact that you're telling me that there's 1 million people, I don't care if there's 5 million. My voice is supposed to get to Congress. That's not, it is my problem. That is my problem.
Yeah, and your voice is still getting to Congress, sir. That's not your voice is still being heard by the congressman. It's just obviously with very, having a lot of people, it's hard to obviously individually address every single person. So we're just working as hard as possible to make sure that every constituent is addressed. That's just what we work for.
You're not quite understanding what James is saying, with all due respect.
Abby.
What he's saying is okay, like you're sitting there and you take notes, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, we have been specifically told by a person in your position at a different office, okay, that they make that decision on whether they give the notes or even take the notes to the congressman or woman, whatever the case may be. They make the decision on whether or not James's voice is heard, or mine, or yours, or anyone else's. And we even have them recorded saying they will consider taking James's voice and message. Okay, so
I can speak for the other offices. That's not how our office protocol goes. But our protocol is to take down constituent messages, log them, and relay them to the congressman.
All right, Abby. That's not really what the call is totally about. The main reason for my calling is I am wanting to find, and I will find it, I'm going to find the person that's going to step up and recognize this huge problem to we the people. Because if we cannot call in and know for a fact that our message that our voice is getting to Congress, there's a problem. Okay, what I'm saying to you, listen, Abby, I'm not attacking you per se. If you are in fact taking messages and you are doing your job, and we'll find out. We will see here shortly if in fact that you are doing your job. But I'm talking about the individuals right now that I am telling you, with especially Dave Taylor's office, because that is the one first and foremost that I am calling in about, but it pertains to all of them. If we call in, if I was to call in and say, hey, I want the border secure, for instance, and then how do I know for sure after I hang up that message in fact got to where it is supposed to go? Well, here's what in fact I have found out and what I know, and all you have to do is look it up. King James Preston on YouTube. So if you go at King James Preston on YouTube, you'll see me and my son, the picture of us or whatever. Click on the videos and start watching, and you will see what in fact is happening. When I call in and I try to get a message, I'll get hung up on, which they'll tell you up front they're not supposed to do, but I've been hung up on for. Now, was I cussing? Was I yelling? Was I screaming? Was I saying something rude at any time? Absolutely not.
Yeah, they're allowed to hang up if you cuss, but as long as you don't cuss, then.
Well, okay, once again, to my point, I wasn't doing anything and I was hung up on. And I'm pretty sure even cussing would be considered freedom of speech. But I don't want to get into that because I wasn't doing that. So we'll leave that be. But then it goes even further when I have called in and I say, okay, here's what my message is. And then when I ask to have it read back to me, they hang up on me because they didn't write anything down. Or if I call in and they have wrote down something, they chose to not put it in a data bank. Or if they did, it's been deleted. Or so on and so forth. It just, you name it, it's been done. All except for what was supposed to get done. That's the only thing that hasn't happened yet. And whenever I call in and then I ask for a direct response, because you can do that. You can ask for a direct response from the representative to know whatever it is. Okay. Then I received a letter back that said that in fact it was Dave Taylor. You know, like if you'd write a letter and then, or if you'd tell me to write you a letter or something and you was reading it and it said, yeah, how are you today, Abby? This is James Preston and I'm telling you this and I am here. You know, the letter reads that it is in fact from Dave Taylor, but I discovered when I called back to reply to the letter that I received, because there was too many red flags with it, then they admitted that they was the one that wrote it, and then with a little bit more discovery questions, they admitted that it not only did they write it, but the rest of the staffers, all of them took turns of jumping in there, because what they was wanting to do was tell them literally what a privilege it was to be working with the staffers. So this is the staffers that was pretending to be the representative that said what a honor of a lifetime to get to work with the people that they're working with. Not I don't know if you're catching that or not, but so.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for other offices. I'm sorry that you're having a problem with Dave Taylor's office. Unfortunately, obviously, that's just not our jurisdiction. But we represent Michael Rowley. We represent the 6th District of Ohio. We're here to take down your concerns. Usually, we ask for your mailing address and all of that information. If you do want a response back, we make sure to get all of the necessary information. I don't know if you want a response back, but our office, I'm getting from this conversation that you want answers from offices and you want your messages to be taken down. And I understand that, and I understand that's frustrating. I can definitely put it on the congressman's mind, but our office, our jurisdiction, this is what we do.
There is no separate jurisdictions. It's the United States
of America.
Correct?
It's all one.
No, but our office has our protocol. We can't speak for David.
Well, you know what? Protocol is done by whoever is in that office, you see, but there's law that happens from we the people, okay? And that is our office. And I'm telling you right now, I can already tell that you don't know what to do about the problem, or you're choosing to say, oh, well, I want to wash my hands. I want to get off the phone with this guy. And you know what? You're not the first one. You're not the only one.
We've been on the phone for 20 minutes, and I feel like I've given you a very, very long time.
You are graciously allowing me a certain amount of time, Abby? Is that what you're doing? You know, you started off so well, and it'd be a shame for you to fall apart now.
Sir, you know what? I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, you're going to hang up on me, aren't you?
But
you're going to hang up on me. You're going to hang up on me.
There she went.
Yep, there you go. All right, so fail there also. All right, now, see?
And out of her own mouth. Oh.
Yeah, and she wouldn't read back anything or whatever. That's too bad, too, you know? I thought, man, she was saying sir and everything. She just, failure. Another failure. Okay, let's see. Abby, I didn't get her last name, did you?
No, but
Let's, so this here's Michelle Rowley here, or whatever. What's his name?
Michael Rowley.
Michelle Rowley, Michael Rowley. Okay. Yeah, okay, big fail on Michael Rowley's office there, and that's the 6th District?
Yes.
All right, let's put a fail on here. Let's make sure we put a big fail on here. Just the same, they're part of the problem. We'll be right back. All right, hey, just so that we know, this here's Michael Rowley, the office that we just called there. So,
I want to pull back regulations that are strangling American business, especially in the Ohio 6.
Yeah, buddy. Well, so now we know who.
I want to pull back regulations that are strangling America.
All right, hey Michael, you got your opportunity, man. You want to call me back? You can. You can call this number at. No, we'll send you a message or whatever. So we should have left our. Okay. Anyway, all right. We'll be right back. All right. Hey, just so we know,
to supply the Earth for 500 years, so we want to take advantage of that. I want to pull back regulations that are.
Is he 6th District or 7th? 6th District. Okay, of Ohio. So this is Michael Rowley, right?
Yes.
Strangling American business, especially in the Ohio 6.
So we just called your office there, Michael, and big fail, buddy. So we're still on the lookout. We're gonna find that person. I'm telling you. We'll be right back. All right, we're going to try to call Max Miller here and see if this is in fact the dude that we're looking for. We'll see, but I figured we'd kind of flip this around right here and say, well, this is Max Miller of the 7th District of Ohio.
Visual, and we're a body that cares about the people of the 7th District and will continue to as we go along.
Now, tell us a little bit about the role of a congressman in the 7th District for people that just may not know the role they play.
Yeah, the most explain what happened on that day, and it was a commitment that I followed through with, much like the commitment that I follow through with today, serving the people of the 7th District. And growing up in Northeast Ohio, we have certain values that we like to, go ahead and familiarize people with, and that's God, family, country, and respecting one another, regardless of political differences. And so that is really what our campaign has been about. Very positive, and will continue to be that way. But we are an individual, and we're a body that cares about the people of the 7th District, and will continue to as we go along.
All right, well, he definitely cares about the people of 7th District, and let's see if he says to hell with the rest of us, right? Well, anyway, here we go. We'll be right back.
District. For the most up-to-date information, please visit our website at www.maxmiller.house.gov. If you would like to request a meeting, a Capitol tour, or a flag flown over the Capitol, please visit our website and select the relevant option under the Services tab to fill out the corresponding form. If you're not a constituent of Ohio's 7th Congressional District, please press 1. If you would like to leave a message for me, Max Miller, please press 2. If you are having issues with a federal agency and need assistance, please press 3. If you are a constituent of Ohio's 7th Congressional District and have your...
Yeah, Gnome's back here. That's interesting.
Calling Congress Miller's office. This is Jay. How can I help you?
Hey, Jay, how are you today?
I'm doing just fine. How about yourself, sir?
No, I ain't worth a damn. Hey, Jay, now, are you with Max's office?
Yes, here in Medina, yes.
Okay, I'm actually on the lookout for someone who's going to understand what an extreme problem that we are having here in America with We the People's Voice.
Of course, sir. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be glad to. What's happening is whenever people are calling in, when Americans, the way that it's supposed to happen is you call in, you tell the representative what it is that you want, then the representative takes our message to Congress. That's as simple and direct as that's how it's supposed to work. But in fact, that's not actually what happens. When you do call in, you actually wind up talking to an answering machine. Now, whether that's a human answering machine or a mechanical answering machine, it's either one way or the other. But we have a whole lot of, this is an extreme problem when you're calling and you're talking to someone who is supposed to be writing down the message and they are merely taking notes if they choose to do that, which in this case and why I'm calling is pretty much never. If you, the example here would be, if you have a message and let's say that it's an order that you want a cheeseburger and a large French fry and a large chocolate shake, and somebody takes notes, I go up to get my buddy Jay his meal that he wants, and the person behind the counter says, "What can I do for you?" And I say, "Yeah, just give me a sandwich, some kind of side, and give me a drink." And I show back up with a Coke and a fish sandwich and some onion rings. That's exactly what your order was, right? Absolutely not.
No.
Okay. All right. Hey, thanks for laughing, Jay. I appreciate that. You hear me?
Of course.
We might stand a chance here. I am so happy. Hopeful, I should say. But I actually have Max Miller pulled up on the screen on the monitor behind me here, and I'm really super. I got to tell you, I'm enthusiastic here. I guess I'm really hoping this is the right place because this is such a major problem that's going on. And usually what happens is if somebody doesn't understand a problem, they usually run from it. Or they fight against it, like Democrats or liberals. That's exactly what they do. It's like if you start showing them a fact or you start pointing out a problem, or if they don't have an answer or they don't know how to respond to facts, what do? They run away. Or they get mad and they start burning Teslas. You know what I'm saying? So, but in this situation here, and I've got other people sitting here with me also, and we're all in agreements, and so
yeah,
different ones of us. I mean, I'd be glad to tell you about all this is happening like all the time to the point where when I'm trying to get people to call in and to make their voice heard on my channel and stuff, then you know what the normal response is that I get? I'm not going to waste my time anymore. And there for a long time I was saying, well, what do you mean? No, you got to call in. Now, some of them would say they didn't know, and I would give the number 202-224-3121. I know it better than I do my number, actually. And I would tell them, I'd say, man, just call in the switchboard, call in your representative, tell them what you want. It goes to Congress. You can support the president, tell them good job on the border, or, hey, the inflation, the eggs, or whatever it is, or the war in Ukraine, whatever whatever you want said. And they have told me repeatedly. I mean, most of them that I've talked to several times, it's the same thing. There's no way in hell that they would ever call in. And I'm like, well, you got to call. And they'll say it does no good. Well, up until here recently, I was all enthusiastic about, and I still am. But the problem is, have you ever set out like thinking that your destination was going to be a certain place, but then something come up and it completely overruled the destination that you set out for? Well, that's what's taking place with me right now. And my channel is dedicated right now to, just like Elon Musk stepped aside of all his profits and everything else. His companies are taking a bad hit, so he's not, making as much money as he did and stuff. Because why? He's choosing to help his country, and more in particular, his fellow Americans, we the people. So we need to stick up and protect those that's actually fighting for us. Now, if I ask for a direct response from the representative, then everybody has that right. That's what you can do. You can ask for a direct response from them. Okay, now what led to me actually even asking for that is because they wasn't taking my message. And I would say, well, I already called in about this or whatever, and they didn't know anything about it. And then I'd say, well, aren't you supposed to be like writing down what the message is? Well, we sometimes take notes. No kidding. So I said, you sometimes take notes. All right, now I know for a fact that they can choose whether or not to take notes. Well, that's wrong. Because we already went through the ordering a cheeseburger and you wind up with something else, right?
Yes.
Okay, once you take down what it is the person, the caller is wanting, okay, then you take it and you put it in the database. Okay, and then from the database, it should go directly to the representative. But instead, here's what's happening. I called, and I finally got frustrated enough, and I said, look, I just want a direct response from the representative personally. Okay. Now, whenever I received what was supposed to be a letter direct from Dave Taylor, 2nd District of Ohio, the letter reads that it's him, the one that is talking. But something was amiss when I was reading it. I could tell something was wrong with it. So I called, and I, in fact, talked to the human answering machine at Dave Taylor's office, AJ, and I asked him questions and stuff, and I said, you know, he didn't write this. He said, no, I wrote it. And I said, you wrote it? And he said, yeah. And so through a little bit more conversation and questioning, I had learned that not only did he write it, but the other staffers, all of them took a turn in writing. Now, why did they do that? First of all, that shouldn't have happened, period. But also, they were butthurt because the letter reads like it's it's supposed to be Dave Taylor, remember. And Dave Taylor says in this letter, which, mind you, it's not him, it's the staffers, said that it was an honor of a lifetime and a privilege to work with them. Now, so it just, I mean, if you watch my channel, you can actually listen and read this letter that I'm talking about. But, you know, whenever you receive something and it's saying that it's from somebody, and then you find out that in fact it didn't come from that person at all, that it came from many people, I mean, surely, Jay, you can tell me you can see the problem here already.
Yes.
Okay, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Okay, this is the problem that we are calling in about, and I'm looking for the one person, we are, I should say, because there's all of us are looking for that one person who's going to help me fix this huge problem that we have, because you're literally talking about we the people's voice. And it's one thing to hang up on and to cut short and so on and so forth, which all of it's wrong. But then it just the icing on the cake is whenever you get a letter that's supposed to be a direct response from that representative, and then to find out, in fact, that it was not from them at all. So did the representative know about it? Because if he did, that's an extreme problem. And even if he didn't, that's a problem also. So I'm looking for, we're looking for that one person who genuinely understands how big of a problem, I mean, what a major problem this is to we the people right now. Because when I'm talking to the president, Mr. Trump, I want to be able to say, hey, this in particular individual was the one that stood up and helped, that actually understood how big of a problem this is. I mean, you're talking about literally the voice of Americans.
Of course, sir. And I didn't get your name. What was your name, sir?
Yes, James Preston.
James Preston. All right, James.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to let you know that I'm very moved by the whole story that you have told me, and the processes that you said that you went through with the other congressman's office. And I do want to let you know that I did take extensive notes on our conversation that we had. And if you'd like me to read back to you anything that you have said, or I will be free to do that. But I would say that our office here in today, and he was doing a fireside chat where he said that his number one goal above his legislation is his constituents and hearing from his constituents, and not just representing the Republican constituents.
This week only, all Domino's mini price pizzas are 50.
So we value that above anything else here in the district office. So I just want to really tell you how much I appreciate you reaching out and also offering your support to us.
Wow. Have you been practicing that response? Because I'm going to tell you.
I have not. That was off the cuff.
Jay, I'm going to tell you something. No kidding. I every one of us sitting here, especially Naomi. Speak up, Naomi.
Hi.
Was looking sideways when you started talking, because we all was waiting for what we have, and you can see it too. Go to my channel. It's at King James Preston on YouTube.
Of course, sir.
Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already.
You got it.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, we was all, everybody's head here was cocked sideways, like, you know that look, like, yeah, we're waiting for the ball to drop, and you actually went the other way on us. So far you're scaring the hell out of me, Jay. Yeah. Hey, now I'm really, really hoping that you're meaning what you're saying.
Of course, yes. I truly want to emphasize that as much as I possibly can, that, that is really what we strive to do here. And one of our big things is, when constituents need help with, Social Security, Veterans Affairs, Medicare, we are happy to help them reach out to those agencies, streamline those processes for them, and allocate those funds back to this district. It's one of our main goals here.
That, you know what, that is really amazing. That's a great response out of you, Jay.
I appreciate that, James.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Naomi, you agree?
Yeah.
So far, so good. We're waiting until you get your butt hurt, though. We're waiting because, see, usually what happens is, like with the last one, that's Michael Ruley. Are you aware of Michael Ruley, 6th District? Okay. We talked to an Abby there, an answering machine, and she started off sleepy but respectful, and all of a sudden she got her butt hurt when we was just telling her facts. We was just telling her the facts of it, but she blew up. Then she went from being asleep and respectful to absolutely just butt hurt. So once somebody gets like that, they can't see the problem, and that's really a shame, because I think you can already see the devastating problem here that we have, because now you know that it's not just my problem. I believe that, or all of us say, I think you understand and get the problem yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. That's what I'm looking for. But now what we need to do is we need to, in fact, get this message to Mr. Miller.
Yes, and what I'm going to do as soon as you hang up the phone is, again, you kind of, when you were going over, the processes of, how this works and stuff, you kind of had it, pretty down pat. You call in, I record your message, transcribe it for you, and then I upload it into a database where it is then sent to the congressman, and he can, see the different opinions and, kind of a little bit of polling of his district. And if you guys would like a response, our congressman tends to email, so I would get you guys' email back from you, and then I could have him send you guys a response. But yeah, so you're exactly correct about those processes. The notes that I've taken them by hand. I'm gonna put them into the database as soon as we're done with this phone call, and then hope that will go straight to the congressman.
Jay, the way that you talk is clear, precise, and you're right on it, brother. Man, I'm telling you, I hope this is the office that we're looking for. I really do. Because you got a great personality, a great voice to go along with it. I really,
that, James.
Yeah, I'm telling you. You wait. You're going to look at the channel, and when you do, you're going to see. I don't have a big fancy setup. It's me sitting here at my table, and I got the monitor behind me here where I pull up different things. I got Naomi there that helps me with the editing and so on and so forth. And she does all kinds of stuff, and then you got Amy, and then there's Jesse and Ted, and all of them sitting back there. But we're needing somebody that genuinely gets it, and like instead of them getting stuck on one individual person or getting their butt hurt, like they can actually see the problem. And it takes a very special, unique, wise, true Republican American to see that problem. Because these rhinos that we have out there that's pretending to be, are really, really mucking us up right now. I mean, they're creating such an unbelievable hassle. But we are draining the swamp, and we are taking our country back. I mean, we put Trump in there. It was too big to rig, and there was nothing that they could do about it this time. Even though what is not being talked about, they tried, but it didn't work because we hit them so big, so hard, so fast, and decisively that and that's what we need to do now. But the problem is, if we can't get our voice out, we can't support our president. And I'm hoping that I can say, or Max Miller, one of these days or something, or even Jay, whenever you get in there and you start running for something. No, really. I mean, we need fighters. We need somebody that's not going to talk. We need somebody who's going to actually not just walk, but get in there and like what our president's doing. Look, I didn't see the Gulf of America coming, did you?
I can't say anybody did.
Well, Trump did.
Yeah, no, he did.
That dude seen it, and see, that's what I call it. When he said, hey, tell them we're not just trying to make America, great again. We're trying to make it above and beyond what anybody ever thought it could be. And I don't know if you caught that when he said that or not, but it makes so much sense. And then the Panama Canal, I mean, did you see that one coming?
Nope.
Again, I didn't see that one coming. But man, what a very, very amazing thing. And it's right on, because that's been, that's just abuse right there. If our own ships, I mean, that'd be like you giving me something and me saying, "Oh man, I really appreciate that, Jay. Now I'm gonna charge you 10 times more than I do anybody else." And that's what was happening. It just don't make any sense. It's corruption. So, but yeah, if you want to read me back a few little bit of what you took down there, it'd be great.
Of course. So let's start at the beginning. You started with on the lookout. That you are on the lookout for someone who is going to understand the violation against the We the People's voice. You say that you call into the congressman and that we take it to the congressman. When you answer the phone, or when you have been calling people, you feel like you've been being answered by a machine, and this is an extreme problem. You want to be able to talk to someone who's supposed to listen and take notes. After that, you went into your cheeseburger example, where your order was cheeseburger, fries, and a chocolate shake. You gave me that wrong order analogy that you went over. You just said that you were looking to stand a chance, that Max Miller popped up on the monitor behind you, and that you've been super enthusiastic and hoping that you were in the right place for someone that doesn't understand the problem that that's going on right now, and that they don't have an answer. Beyond that, you said, you gave me how you called the one congressman's office and spoke to the person who started off listening to you, but after a while, kind of dived down. I believe it was Dave Taylor that you said. Would you like me to keep going?
Well, the one thing that I want you to impressive, brother. I got to tell you, I was trying to. We're all sitting here fighting back giggles and smiles and shit. I ain't kidding. But the one thing that I want you to make sure that you have is that there was a letter sent that was supposed. Do you have that? That was supposed to be.
The letter sent. Yeah, the letter that was sent that was supposed to be Dave Taylor, and that.
Yeah, it wasn't. I found out. I called and found out that was a lie.
You called was AJ that you spoke to there, and that the other staffers looked at it and to make it seem as if it was Dave Taylor, but it was not.
Yeah, and I actually called back, and everybody's sitting here with their jaw dropped or whatever, because let me tell you why, Jay. Nobody has done what you just done right there.
And taken such incredible notes.
Yeah.
I don't even want to call them notes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the actual message.
It should be a direct, it should be precise, very precise,
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to call it notes.
So good job, man. Yeah, no, that's what we're doing. We're saying kudos. It's much appreciated. And see, we don't mind at all. It actually, makes us feel good to know that there's somebody in there that actually genuinely gets it, because you're liking what you're doing, aren't you? Hello?
Hello? Yeah, sorry, did you cut out there?
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been me. You actually enjoy what you're doing, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And it shows. And I don't even know if you're aware of like how important your position is.
Yes, no, again, we take it very seriously here, and I would say that speaks for the morale of all the other employees that, or my coworkers that I have the privilege of working with.
Wow. Yeah, perfectly said, Jay. That's amazing. Absolutely. I've got notes here. Bob Letta, fail. I've got Michael Ruley or whatever, as you know, fail. And I've got so many other, but now I've been trying to get a hold of Nancy Mace, and I'm actually talking with Josiah, and he's a pretty cool cat also. And I haven't had much of an opportunity to really, but he actually seems like he genuinely cares also. But there's nobody been as clear, precise, direct as you have been. I mean, everybody here is just blown away. No kidding.
Of course, James. And let me again say that I appreciate you guys reaching out, and this is how the process is supposed to go. You know what I mean? You guys are supposed to reach out to us with your concerns. That we're supposed to get to the congressman, and then he's supposed to represent his constituents and take that to Washington D.C. and keep the ball rolling in that way. Unfortunately, James, I do have to keep this line open just because we are kind of going a little bit long right now.
Oh no, Jay.
I do have to keep
Jay, hey, you know what? I was getting ready to get off here, but you just dropped the ball at the very end. I was getting ready to...
I'm sorry. I don't mean to drop the ball or anything, and I hope that you guys still can walk away with this as a lovely experience. It's just, at the moment, I am getting a little bit of side eyes, and I do have to get off the phone because the phone is still ringing, and, I do have to, answer those voicemails, go back and call those people back, but as well as answer the phones that keep calling in. So.
Yeah, well, but you dropped the ball right at the end, Jay. Man, that's because there's no time limit on the calls. Nobody gets to decide the time. I mean, if they're calling in and they're being rude or something like that, I mean, I can understand, not want to deal with that. But when you have a genuine problem that you're dealing with, and especially as big a problem as what we're actually dealing with right now, for you to give me a timeline, that's a fail, brother. You can't.
And I'm not saying, again, all I'm saying is that, as I previously stated, I appreciate you calling up here and, letting us know your opinion and stuff like that. And I don't mean to put time constraints on you. All I simply was doing was asking that we wrap it up a little bit just so that I can continue with the other constituents of the district, because there are over 800,000 of them. So I do.
Okay, all right, wait a minute. Okay, so are you saying that you get 8,000 calls there a day?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I'm just saying that there are a lot more other people that need to be addressed.
Okay, well, but here's the thing. I called in when I called in, and what I'm calling in about, I thought you was understanding how important of an issue and a problem is that we the people are having.
And I do understand that, James. It's just that I'm not going to hard stop you. I'm not going to hang up on you. I'm not going to do anything like that. It's not like once the clock hits, after we've been on the phone for 15 minutes, that's when I hang up.
All right, but
I'm just suggesting merely that we could potentially speed it up a little bit just so that I can move on to the other constituents that are also calling.
can you tell me of something that would be more important than We the People's Voice?
Well, again, nothing is more important than We the People's Voice, and I believe that that's why that's the First Amendment, that's why there's numerous other articles in that First Amendment that are, the main priority. But as I previously stated, there are constituents that call up that have, elderly constituents that have issues with Social Security, and there are, veterans that have issues with their Veterans Affairs. They need help getting their funds back allocated to them. They call up often, as well as people who, just want to maybe talk about their opinions against Trump or for Trump. So, I have to answer those phone calls as well as answer your phone call.
And none of that is going to make a hill of nothing if their voices are not heard.
And that's why I'm going to try to hear their voice and listen to them as well.
Well, but what you're doing right now is you're showing that you're going to end the call whenever you determine it. See, the problem is
that I'm going to let you wrap up the call whenever you want. I was just merely suggesting that we could speed this up a little bit so that I could go to the other calls.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you speed up such an important matter as what we're talking about. I mean, this is extremely important. And matter of fact, to be fair, most of it was to let you know that you was doing a good job. But then you let me down just at the very end when I was getting ready to actually, in fact, wrap it up. And then you hit me with that, because that was one thing that I wasn't actually going to blast you with. But there has been every place that I have called, not every place, but most of them would try to get you off of the phone. Like, I'm not just talking about me or Naomi or Jesse or any of the rest of them sitting here. I mean, all of us is having the same issues when you call in and they don't know how to respond or what their job is or how to talk to people, period. And then they say, oh, well, I've got to get off because there's another constituent calling in. Well, there's no time limit on We the People. Let me ask you this. If you went in right now and you was talking with Max Miller and you was in his office, he called you in there, okay, and he started talking to you, at some point in time, would you tell him, Max, you got to hurry up, buddy, I got to get. Would you do that to him?
I wouldn't.
Okay, the reason why you wouldn't is because that's your boss, right?
Yes. But
well, who do you?
Like it is reasonable.
Okay, now hold on. But who do you think his boss is?
You guys.
That's right. Now, see, you already know this shit. So I am actually going to. I'm really, really hoping. I'm going to give you a pass on this one. I really am. Matter of fact, I may, in fact, try to edit this out. I don't know yet. But you cannot put time restraints on the people when they call in with a message or something. Because you started off really, really well, and then you landed on, I don't know why you would do that, but why would you push me off, especially whenever you had good responses like that? Why would you do that? I don't even understand that. But I'm gonna.
I'm sorry that me stating that was perceived that way, but it truly is just because as you previously stated, you are our boss, but so are 800,000 other people that live in District 7. So there are other people that need the phones answered. There are people that need, again, how I said, they need help with their Social Security, Veterans Affairs, Medicaid, and then again, there are other people who both are Republicans and Democrats who Max Miller has to represent, and they have to call in and voice their opinions as well, and I have to hear that just as much as I'm hearing your opinion. That goes back to the whole thing to how you were saying with the We the People's Voice. That's the biggest problem, that they are trying to shun We the People's Voice. I'm trying to answer as many of the people as we can. It's just that I sometimes need to hurry the process up a little bit between constituent calls just so I can reach as many of them as possible. It's not that I'm, again, as I previously stated, it's not that I'm going to hang up on you as
All right. Well, you're doing good, but you have improvement there, Jay. And respectfully, I'm going to tell you that the American voice, the people, the we the people voice that you are there to actually take down and stuff is the one that you're talking to right now. Okay, to say I'm going to hang up or I'm going to get off of listening to the American people so that I can talk to the American people makes zero sense. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to give you a pass on this one because I really think that once you think about it a little while, because I have a big question now. Was you told that you have to? Was you told there's a time limit? Did somebody tell you that?
It's not that I'm told that there's a time limit or anything like that. It's just, again, I have to try to reach as many constituent calls as I can.
Okay, so is that like is that a self-appointed timestamp that you put on somebody? Like when you're talking and you get to what you deem is like has been enough time, then you're the one that determines that? I mean, is that how? Or I'm trying to figure out how that's working.
No, you're fine. And as I previously stated, James, like, again, I'm not going to hang up, like, say this call reaches 40 minutes. I'm not going to hang up as soon as it hits the 40-minute timestamp. I'm going to try to get as much as, your concerns and, try to emphasize your conviction as much as I can in that your message to the congressman. But in regards to, when I did say, can we please hurry this up so that I can reach the other constituent calls, I would say that is a self-guided. However, my position requires me, I am the person that answers the phones. So my position is to answer all the phone calls that come in. So make sure that no one hits the voicemail box, make sure that they speak to a real person, and make sure that I can take their concerns directly to the congressman, or again, help them with those processes with Veterans Affairs, Social Security, and et cetera after that.
Jay, are you the only one there that answers phones?
I'm not the only one that answers phones, but I am the only one currently answering phones. There are other people that work here, but I am the only one that is currently still in the office and, still picking up those phones.
Okay.
Still able to pick up the phones, I should say, because some people are in meetings or with the congressman or at events or something like that. Okay.
Do we have like an office manager?
Would you like to speak to someone higher up?
No, brother. Now, I don't know if you're butthurt or not. I don't want you to be.
I promise you, James. This is truly just how this has to go, and I'm happy that we're both still speaking to each other like we're human.
Yeah, because like I said, I think what it is that there's a lot of misguiding going on with the employees of the government, of we the people. They really have had some very, very poor instructions, if any at all, and they really don't understand the way that this is actually supposed to go. And they have gotten to the point where they don't know how to stand on what is actual the function of the way that things actually are supposed to be for we the people, because it has been abused for so long. And that is why our president is having the trouble that he is having, But no, the reason why I'm asking that is because when I call in to representatives, there are some of them that if you ask, do you have an office manager, they'll say no. But then some of them will say, yes, they do. And what we need to do is we need to have an established ranking in the offices, so that if I was to call and I say, yeah, well, I need to speak with the office manager, or, if there was a problem or something. So I'm merely asking how, and if you guys actually apply certain job titles to individuals in the office. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, and I definitely would say that there's hierarchy in terms of the office. Obviously, as the person not not to, or that answers the phone, not to, degrade myself or anything, but I would definitely say that, I'm towards the bottom of the food chain. But yes, there is, we have a director here, we have a manager of constituent cases. All those people are above me, and those are people that, if you would like to, they're actually not here at the moment, but if you would like to speak to someone higher up, I could pass you along. But again, there definitely is like a hierarchy system in terms of.
Okay, well, Jay, I was just trying to figure out if we had an established role in this office, because that shows that there's actually somebody that Max here or whoever, or maybe it was already set up like that or whatever, that has established like who is responsible for what. Because a lot of the places that I call that don't understand what they're even doing there. I mean, that's as truthful as I can be. Here's a challenge for you. You pick up the phone and call another congressperson and just pretend like that. Guess what? You happen to be an American citizen, right? So just try to get a message across. But here's what your challenge is. Once you tell them what flavor cheeseburger or whatever it is that you want sent to Congress, how are you going to know for a fact that that message actually made it to the congressman?
How do you know for a fact that we're relaying your message to the congressman?
Right.
So say per se that you, again, despite the fact that, I have taken these notes, and despite the fact that I've read them back to you, and again, despite the fact that what I'm going to do as soon as we hang up this phone call is I'm going to input them into, the database and get them right to the congressman. If you still, are having, trust issues with that, the easiest way to confirm that would just be to request a response. And in that terms, Max would respond to you himself, and that would be kind of, your confirmation ticket that says, hey, it really did go straight to him because, here's the email of him responding to, my concern. So.
Okay, now, if you took that directly as I'm saying that directly to you, which I kind of sort of am, but yeah. I really wasn't like, because I'm telling you, I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm asking you to stand on the same side of the line as with me and understand the initial problem that I was trying to get solved. It's not that I'm asking you per se, like, Jay, how do I know for sure that you're doing what you say? But at the same time, I kind of sort of am. But that is like what we are trying to get established is a way that I want to know how many people we all want to know, we the people want to know like how many staff that the individual congressperson, no matter who it is, has in that office. We want to know what their job titles are and what they do. You know what I'm saying? Because for so long...
And James, that is all public knowledge. I believe if you wanted, you could, look up Max Miller, Medina District Office staff, and I'm sure that something would come up. But just, I will give you a little bit of a brief response without going and, giving people's personal information or anything like that. But we definitely, again, as I said earlier, there definitely is a hierarchy system here. We have a district manager who is in charge of the whole district, works with Max constantly. And then I would say under them you have the manager of constituent cases, who just kind of manages, again, how I was telling you earlier about how people reach out to us when they have issues with Social Security, Veterans Affairs, all that, immigration, all that stuff. She's kind of oversees all of that. Under her, then, would be the people who specialize in each of those different categories. So you have your Veterans Affairs specialist, you have your Social Security specialist, you have your passport immigration specialist, you know what I mean? And then after that, it would be staff assistants and then interns after that.
Jay, are you saying all those are working for Max in there? Under Max?
And again, yes, all those people do work for Max and out of the Medina District Office, or there are, those positions that are filled. I can't speak again to how other...
Oh, no, I'm with you. Yeah, I understand that. It's a shame though that people feel like that they have to constantly say, "Well, I can't speak for other." No, I understand that. I'm talking to you, but at the same time, that's what we're trying to get established. Is if you go to a McDonald's in Ohio and you go to one in Illinois or whatever or wherever it happens to be, if you order something, it should be the same. Well, I kind of hate using McDonald's as another example here, but so be it. But this is what I'm saying. We need more structure that makes sense in our government. And we, the people, are no longer asleep. That's why we got our president in there. That's why we have Doge in there.
Yep.
Is because
I will be happy to, all the people that, you're with at the moment and all the people that, you represent, I, again, will try to emphasize, that message, especially, with the stories that you have laid out to me in this phone call, that take that to the congressman and, try to truly get him to understand that, hey, there's a problem going on here, that people aren't being heard by their congressmen or their concerns aren't getting to their congressmen. Their congressmen can't properly represent their constituents. So I would say that Max definitely would see that as an issue. I would say that Max would be terribly upset if he didn't feel like he would be or is representing or hearing the concerns of the constituents of his district. And I say that, again, that's one of the things that we strive to be the best at around here is being able to take those concerns directly to him.
No, and I can tell. That's why I'm going to do you a solid. That's why I'm going to do a little bit of editing on this because I believe in you. I do. Just don't give us no time limit no more, brother. I mean that's like your only fail on this. But no, you're not a fail. I'm not going to give you a fail. And I'm going to give you a pass this time because I can tell by talking to you that you have a very good understanding. I think you have a wonderful attitude and that you're a go-getter. You're trying to make things happen and stuff, and that's great. But just remember, we the people are on your side. I'm on your side. Heck, I'm a fan of Jay. I can't wait to talk to Max now because of you. Very knowledgeable.
We appreciate that, James. And
well, you got to remember something, okay? When you're saying you appreciate that, James, okay, you're not doing me a favor. I'm doing you a favor. Because if you remember at the very beginning, you said, well, Max really wants people to call in so that we know what it is that they're thinking or what they want done, correct?
That's exactly why I was voicing my appreciation.
Okay, well, there you go. See, as long as we don't get this twisted, and we know who belongs where, because like you said, your words, there's a hierarchy, and it doesn't get any higher than who you're talking to right now, unless it's the Lord, But listen, I am going to let you go now because I can see that it's about 4:30. You still got a little ways to go, but I appreciate you very much, and I'm wanting you to make sure that you let him know that I would appreciate a phone call directly from him, and I'll give you a phone number.
I guarantee a phone call back from the congressman, again, just because of, his congressional duties that he has, and I don't know exactly where he would be able to fit it in. The congressman does work best with email, so if you guys would like a response, email would definitely be the quickest and easiest way to get that response. But if not, I understand.
All right, I'll give you an email also. I don't understand. It's like I don't know if you're understanding how big of an issue this is. If you're telling me that you're going to tell him that we the people are not getting heard, and he's not even going to give me a call back, then he's not understanding how big of a problem this is. Anyway, it's on the table. His boss is telling him to give me a call. So you have my number. And Jay, I appreciate it very much, brother. I hope that you're not butthurt. I think if you think about this a little bit, my belief is that you are smart enough that you will understand exactly what it is that I've said throughout this conversation.
Yep.
All right. Hey, Jay, I appreciate it, brother. God bless you.
And I appreciate you calling in, man, and I appreciate you, voicing your opinions, and, keep fighting the good fight, and,
Oh no, I'm here. I'm here.
And
yeah,
Jay,
you'll be hearing from me.
Jay, do me a favor. Make sure you put me down as the second call, backing up everything James said.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, check out the channel there. King James.
Like and subscribe, James.
At King James Preston, YouTube, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Catch you later. Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Preston. Have a great rest of your day, man.
God bless.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was kind of a twist, right? Okay. Well, anyhow.
I'll be fair. I'll be fair on this one. I think, anyway. Maybe. I don't know. If we're doing ratings, okay, like we did with the last one, okay, as you know, all the others before him was a 0, so especially from me, I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say. It was really, really...
Because I love the way he took the message. I mean, the message he read back was astounding.
He done really awesome. But why
the
did
time limit?
All right, but yeah. See, they don't get it. They just don't get it. They don't understand.
That's where he failed.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something.
If he would...
So wait a minute. It's literally like being on the toilet, cutting off a half a poop, and walking out and then going back and you know what I mean? I mean, it makes 0 sense. It's like, well, I'm talking to the boss right now, but I'm going to hang up so I can talk to the boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to tell you, I cannot think of hardly anything. I can't think of anything that would be more important. Go ahead.
But I just want to put this out there because I am extremely impressed with Max Miller's office. Despite the whole time limit thing.
I think he just needs educated.
Yeah.
I think
he wouldn't have done the time limit thing.
But how shameful is this that we're actually talking about answer machines here and rating a damn answer machine? You shouldn't have to do that. No, for real. We shouldn't have to be doing this. You should be able to call it up. Look, that's what I'm saying. Something has to be done here. Mr. President, Mr. Trump, we need some help here. We need help because we, the people, call the representative and then it goes to Congress via the representative.
Supposed to.
But as you just heard, the representative, which we're going to call it the representative from now on, I don't think there's even no need for answer machines because I'm not going to allow them to have their little shield of saying, oh no, it wasn't me. It was one of my employees. No. We're putting up the money to allow them to have an answer machine to take the calls,
right.
Which I think that's pretty gracious of us because I don't remember allowing that. And they want to tell us, oh, well, there's 8,000 constituents, or I don't care if it's 1 million. That's not... It is our problem. See, I keep wanting to say that's not our problem. That is our problem. But if they are going to spend that kind of money to get that great big $170,000 a year position to work for we the people, they already knew that how many people was in that district. And if they didn't, that's
their fault.
That's their fault. But it's our problem. So if they can't handle it, what we need to do is get rid of them and get somebody in there that does know. But here's the thing. Now, whenever you're talking about, okay, you got somebody in there, and let's say that their term is not up for a couple years, let's say. This is 25, so let's say that theirs is up in 27. Okay, now that doesn't mean are you going to say, well, I have an employee here that is lazier than a dog turd, won't get out of bed, won't do anything, but I got to put up with him. I got to keep,
right.
I got to keep giving him the money and stuff for another 2 years? Is that what that means? No. See, we have to fix this problem. It's like
speaking of
just like with Biden when he was in there. I can't believe that we had to ride that out. Man, that's incredibly. You know, I'm telling you, I know that Trump is in there now and he's trying to fix it. But this is going to be a very more difficult problem, Mr. President, without we the people being actually heard, because it just blows my mind that all these people, they say, well, we work for the people. You know, well, I was elected by the people. Well, yeah, you was elected by the people, but, you know, you should be able to get fired by the people also, you know?
Speaking of terms and time served as congressman or woman or whatever, okay, you know how we've been calling different congressmen and everything, and I happen to notice that either the 9th District of Ohio is really corrupt or they have a heck of a Democrat representative.
Why, what's going on? Who is that, by the way?
It is Marcy Kaptur.
Oh, Kaptur, yeah.
She has been in her position since 1983.
Yeah.
So either she's one of the rare Democrats that's doing a decent job for her district, or something corrupt is going on in the 9th District that the 9th District of Ohio needs to look into. Either she's running unopposed, or she's cheating, or maybe, like I said, maybe she's one of the rare Democrats that's actually representing her district. Kind of doubt it, but yeah.
I'll be right back. All right, so since Naomi wanted to bring up, how long has she been in?
Since 1983. So either the 9th District of Ohio needs to do some revamping and get someone else in there because it's corrupt, because most Democrat led.
Ohio is full of nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm going to tell you something right now. You know, you live amongst them right here. You got them all around where you live here.
Yep. But I was just pointing it out that all other districts in Ohio, their representatives have been elected in the 2000s. She's the only one that has been since 19 anything.
Yeah, well, you know, something that we've not been talking about. I think about it all the time, but I am telling you, it will come a time where we discover, just like with how they shut down voting on 2020.
Right.
That still blows me away that we didn't have somebody to step up and say, no, there is no shutting this down. That's how you know that the government is out of control and too damn big.
Right.
When you have agencies that have agencies that have agencies and on and on and on. You know, like Gary Franchi was pointing out on the Next News Network. You know, I mean, we just don't understand how big this problem is, that it is.
I just didn't know if the 9th District was aware that they've had the same representative, and either she's running unopposed or she's doing a heck of a job for a Democrat.
Well, let me tell you something. Would you run against that?
Or she is completely
I would
corrupt.
run from that. I'm telling you right now. No, we need somebody.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, begin the process of being sworn in to the 119th Congress of the United States. I hope to take you walking with Marcy as I move through the various buildings and the various official.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm saying. The 9th District might need they need to reconsider who they're voting for congressperson.
See, let me point out something. 2 months ago, 450 views. 2 months ago. And all she got is 450 views.
Okay, on my channel I got 20 subscribers, and I've got videos that have like 500-600 views.
No, I know. You know, you should shout out to them too. You got pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got awesome subscribers.
Yeah.
I got a small channel, but they are awesome.
Yeah.
And I respect every one of them. And I appreciate them.
Well, like look at this right now. I'm telling you, what I started to say is that one of these days it will happen where we find out, again, just like with 2020, we know the corruption's there. Is this going to be another one of those JFK things, like having to wait 65
Sweep
years?
it underneath their
And it was just because of the way that things played out that it happened like it did. Because think about this. Trump got elected. They didn't think there was no way. Okay, but the people wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
So the people put him in there. They knew that the people wanted it this way. That they had to do something, and they did. We know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, there's no doubt whatsoever in my mind that was the most corrupt thing that's probably ever happened in the United States of America was 2020. They shut the voting down. Are you kidding me? That's shutting the people's voice down, which is exactly what's taking place right now.
Well, the fact that they burnt ballots and there was ballots found on in dumpsters and everything else that didn't.
Well, even months later, they were finding vans and stuff like that with Trump votes.
Yeah.
Where they bailed out and run them over the hill in California and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just the ones that we know about. But how many actually made it to the incinerator?
And how many dead people voted?
Or how many people actually? How many of those ballots actually made it to the burning barrels? And actually got all burned up and stuff that we don't even know about.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way. And that's what's happening in Ohio. I guarantee it. Because with old Sherrod Brown, this thing's boyfriend, I think. Actually, I think she. I better stay out of that. Anyway, there's no look. It's one way or the other. So the people of Ohio, the majority of them have absolutely lost their damn mind and voted for these people. I don't believe that. I still don't believe that. Or the voting system is corrupt. I'm going with that one. Which a lot of them has lost their damn minds. Not if they ever had it. They're just demonic. There's a lot of demonic in Ohio. Athens, the Plains, Columbus, so on and so forth. You got DeWine, old Governor DeWine. Man, I can't wait till he's gone. And now we got
that was funny. I liked it. The wine, the gone.
Yeah, well, we have.
That's pretty creative.
Our buddy Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of Vivek Ramaswamy because why do we have to wait?
Disappearing act. He's good at doing disappearing.
Nah. There was something that he did that was really, really. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can find it. All right, so this is from let's see here, WION, which I have no big clout in these like ABC and CNBC spinoffs and stuff. That's what they're trying to do is they create all these little local channels or whatever, and they call them WION and stuff like that. And if you look at them close enough, you'll find that all they are is ABC and CNBC and just spinoffs or whatever. So don't be fooled by them. But with that being said, this is Ramaswamy criticized American culture hiring practices regarding H-1B visa program. So he said the reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first generation engineers over Native Americans isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit, a lazy and wrong explanation, in parentheses here. A key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers, and if you're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth, you know. So, anyway, this is when he was like, you know, criticizing the H-1B, you know, program, you know, for hiring foreigners and stuff. But, you know, I think he kind of messed up, you know, but does it make him totally bad? I think we all make mistakes. That's why we put erasers on pencils, you know. Everybody messes up from time to time. Just like, hopefully, I'm really hopeful that our buddy Jay doesn't let us down. I hope that he could see. I don't want to say learn the lesson, but so I'll reserve that for right now. But I hope that he got the message from talking. I really didn't want to blast him because I like Jay from Max Miller's office, and I'm really hoping to hear from Max Miller. Apparently, everybody's shaking their head no. Probably won't, but I don't know. I mean, I was quite surprised with Jay there, which in, you know, in fact, is Max Miller's office. So we'll see, right? You know. Anyway, Max seemed to be a younger guy there. So, but you know, he's doing something right. Answered the phone, and he's got a real go-getter there with Jay. I mean, he really wants to do the right thing. I believe that, and that takes a special kind of person to do that job. You know, just I think he just needs to focus. You know, I think his attention, and he just needs a little bit of direction. You know, because we've all been misguided so much in this country, man. We just come through Obama and then Biden and all of it. Oh man, and Clinton's.
But
wow.
definitely does not need to change his message taking skills. Like
no, he did good, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's what Naomi's saying. Yeah, it would, you know, we was quite blown away, Jay. If you get the opportunity to watch this or whatever, I hope you do. Like, share, and subscribe. Remember that. All right. Anyway, Vivek there, I'd really like to talk to him. I don't know that we'll get that opportunity, but we'll see. All right, with that being said, we're going to jump off here for now. I think I've had all the fun on this one that I can possibly stand. But we're going to continue to work on this because it has to get fixed. All right, God bless America, you and yours. We're praying for you. Thanks for praying for us. Love you, Lord. We love you, boss. Help us out to get this golden age golden. Be praying for the president and all of us, you know. All right. Love you, Lord. Love you, boss. Peace out.